Yes, I don't have much time to play, and that's read by the man who scored 2 goals yesterday. I said I have to be happy with the time I get. And good morning, this is Vote FM Sport here on Vote 104.3 FM. We're live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. I repeat, we're live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports, and we are also on Facebook at Vote 104.3 FM. Yes, this is Vote FM Sports here on Vote 104.3 FM, where we'll give you updates on everything happening in and around the world of sports, football, athletics, and the Olympics are coming up. So we'll give you updates as we go. Yeah, I'm not alone in the studio today. I have the tactical analyst talking about Godwin. Good morning, Godwin.
Hi guys, welcome to the show.
Well, good morning, John. You seem happy by that your man scored again yesterday.
Yeah, obviously. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, before we run down to the European international friendlies now, apart the international friendlies, there's something happened yesterday. We were talking about Nigeria losing to Benin Republic, and we said if, and we all brought out our calculators. So, and now from the calculators, Zimbabwe lost again, and South Africa won their game yesterday, and they went 3 points above Nigeria, and now Nigeria are 5 points beyond, as in 5 points below them.
Yeah.
So, what will you say about this now? Is it that, and the coach is coming up to say that there's still hope? Do we all believe in that hope, or we've all lost hope?
I think he has to say that there's still hope, okay? Because until it's mathematically impossible to qualify for the World Cup, there is hope, even though it's a sliver of hope, okay? So, but for me, it's what it is, man. Like, for me, I don't want to sound pessimistic this morning. I don't want us to feel like we're out of the World Cup running because something miracle can still happen. But
I don't want. Every time we are talking about miracle, there is no
that's
miracle.
The thing, man.
I will not say is there a miracle in football. I always believe that football is about merit. If you play well, you win, you qualify. It's not about if you are Rwanda or Lesotho. But you see now, we have 3 points, and the 3 teams above us have 7 points and 5. So I think it's something we could salvage. It's something we could play well and win. If we win our next game.
Now, talking about the same group now, Lesotho, who was leaders in the group, lost yesterday to Rwanda.
Yeah.
1-0. And you ask yourself, is it that there's an off and on season, or is it that the other team are doing their homeworks on the opposition?
The other team I don't want to talk about teams being small. I understand that we are saying that there are no small teams in football in Africa again, but it's fine. But the truth is that there are still small teams. If you look at this group, and everybody, there is no outright team there.
Yeah.
This person will play and lose. This person will draw. So you see, imagine first is second. Rwanda has 7 points. South Africa has 7 points. Benin Republic has 7 points. Let's say to have 5 points. Then Nigeria have 3 points. If Nigeria wins the next game, it's 6 points. Then it's just 1 point behind these guys. So as John said, mathematically we are still in it. But we just need to win our next fight. We need to win all our games and hold the result favors us in other games. But this is what I've been saying on this show. This is what I've been trying to avoid. I hate all these things that you win and you are depending on other teams to do you a favor. The same thing that happened with Arsenal. You are waiting for other teams to win Manchester City for you to win the league. Where if you have won all your games, you just win the league and move on. Now you are back to Nigeria. We are doing the same thing. South Africa 1-3-1, comfortable win. So this is the thing we are trying to avoid. But unfortunately for us, we are in it. We must press calculator every single qualifying. I don't know how we do this thing every single time.
Before the game, Godro said he has played with these people, and we all said it on this show that this is a former coach. He knows how to hurt the Nigerian teams. And now after the win, he's now bragging about being one of the greatest minds in football. He said he knew that after they scored, they would have the mentality of them winning the game. Now, this is what he said. He said, Nigerians, after scoring a goal, they believe they've won the game. So in that moment is the time you hurt them, and they don't have a way to come back into the game. And I think that's the mentality that has always hurt Nigerians. Every single game, you go away, you play. You're playing good football, but once you score the goal, you're relaxed.
Yeah, celebrating before the game is over. I guess.
And I don't know. Is it now that Finidi will have to work on that mentality to shift it from that perspective and perhaps put it in a permanent perspective that after the 90 minutes, you play to the whistle, the 90 minutes whistle. If it doesn't come on, don't celebrate. Don't lose mentality of winning the game. Continue to play those football until you score, just like what you say the likes of Ancelotti, Pep Guardiola would do. They pressure you till they get the result at the 90 minutes. Is that what we should be
Yeah, you know,
to these
for
players
me,
now?
I spoke yesterday. One of the most important things for me when we talk about football, the way we play in Nigeria, is our, would I say, lack or need for better mentality amongst the players. You can't have a game where maybe you're 1 goal up and everybody is slouching, everybody is not chasing their opponents, not chasing down duels, they are not recovering. You see players, okay, you let players have loose ball, you let the opponent have the ball a bit more. We can't have that happen. We need to be on the matter as though we haven't scored, even while we are 1 goal up, 2 goal up, 3 goals up. You have to have that mentality that we are here to get the win, we are here to secure this win, no matter what's on the scoreboard. This is still football. It just takes teams like Real Madrid less than 1 minute to put you, you know, in a losing position. So we should have that mentality going into our side, that everybody plays for each other. You don't want to go there and be a lone man, be a star man, only you trying to play for yourself. Bring others into play. You have the mentality of defend collectively as a team, recover at the back, build from the back. You also have to have that mentality of, we are going into this match to get a win, and we need to be present, we need to show up, we need to be sure that we are getting things the right way it should be. Because what hurts us is that when we get that win, when we get that goal, you see players being more lax. There's no hunger again. You lose careless balls, it's okay, it's fine, we are up. That mentality needs to shift, and it shifts by just focusing the entire team on the fundamentals, which is recover your ball, defend for each other, keep your positions, you know, follow the tactic that's been drawn up for the team, and don't celebrate until the final whistle. Then you can throw off guard, you can, you know, that's when you can do stuff like that. So it's a big thing for Nigeria, and we really need to work on it going forward.
Now, talking about working on it, these players play for big clubs. That mentality should be imprinted in them.
It's not about playing for big clubs. This is a national team. It's not about
Now,
playing
you
for
can't
big
ask
clubs.
for.
Of course, because let's
Look at Iwobi's performance for Fulham against bigger teams. You see that he was giving him that energy, and everybody was like, "This is the same Iwobi that didn't play well in the AFCON."
Yeah, but
Now, you ask yourself,
it's a totally different ball game.
Is it different for players to come into the national team, wear the badge, and play relaxed football,
It's
and go to the
a
club and put
totally
in their
different
sweat?
ball game. We've had players who do exceptionally well in club football who come into the national side, and they are more lax, they are less, their work ethic takes a dive, okay? And some come in, same thing with this guy Calvin Phillips too. Went on an international break with the England side, came back a couple of pounds heavy. Why? The ecosystem in the Man City dressing room and the ecosystem in the national side, they are not the same. You come to the national side, you see players having fun, see players chilling, see players not even putting in the amount of work they regularly do, because the people that are there that are supposed to be enforcing these strict metrics on players, getting them to relax, getting them to train, getting them to recover, getting them to do all this fundamental. You go there, it's almost like a party atmosphere sometimes, okay? So these are the things. Like, if you are Man City, you cannot be, you know, let me say on a training day now, you cannot be lounging off somewhere in the side when everybody's working out. Do you understand me? So there are certain core fundamentals that are at play in the squad side on club level that we do not have in the national side. And it's only as good as maybe the what will we call it now, the backroom staff of the national team. If you don't know it, go out there and look for where and copy and paste. Go and look for people that have it working and come and implement it in your side, so that we have a better showing. Yes, you cut off media access. Did it change the results on the pitch? That shows you that media access is
You
not
can
the
talk about
problem.
mentality all you want, but you have to understand that sometimes football is somehow. You can talk about energy, then relaxing. The truth that you don't even know what they are doing in camp. So you cannot say they are relaxing or they are playing. You can see the picture they post. Normally they post where they are having fun. They are not going to post where they are training or something like that. But the general thing is that football is football. Whether you train hard, you sometimes Man City loses the game, even when they train very well. Arsenal will lose again. Real Madrid will lose again at some point.
Yeah,
But I'm saying that this thing is just, I think it's a mentality. Even if it's a mentality thing, you have to find a way to move along with it. Train well, see out our games. We win, we score games, we play good football.
For
we
me,
need to just see out our games.
The core fundamental is if you've not done your inputs, don't come and expect
the problem
the
problem that we don't even know the input. We can see and speculate. We don't know the kind of work they are putting because we don't see them. Do you understand? Just like sometimes when we watch football games, we are wondering, put this guy down. This guy is a good player, but the coach will just sit down there and we will not put them. He sees the guys sees guys train every day. He knows who. That's why sometimes, and even this Boniface thing, probably the coach is seeing Boniface.
No, he said he has a little knock.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just giving an example. He might see Boniface train, or he has an injury, or he didn't train well, so he doesn't want to just put him in. Yeah. But us, the fans, will see that why not playing this certain player? Why not doing this? But the coach is one that sees them play. He sees them train. So what we just need to do is just all this talk. We just let us win our next game. Let's win our next game first.
This is something that came up after the game, and one of the Benin Republic players said he was being sanctioned or perhaps petitioned by NFF and was not allowed to play by Benin Republic's FA because NFF claims he is Nigerian. Talking about Salek, their striker.
No, you cannot hold a player from playing for if he has the nationality, if he has the passport. For example, Olise is playing for England. If he has not represented Nigeria, Eze is playing for England, Olise is playing for France. But what I'm saying is that if he has the passport and he has not represented Nigeria at international level, I think 2 games. Yeah. He has not played 2 games. Why are they petitioning him for? The petition is rubbish. Anybody can. If I have a passport for Spain for as I did so now.
National team.
I don't enter national team.
Okay. Now let's come back to the MPFL now. Games will be played today. Now, Rangers are traveling to Ibadan to play 3 sporting shooting stars of Ibadan,
and we can't wait.
People are coming home.
It's coming
home. The crowd will also be massive today. I don't know how it's going to be. I don't know if we'll be traveling fans from Enugu here to Ibadan, or perhaps the Lagos fan base would actually crowd the stadium. We don't know yet. And still talking about the MPFL, it's going to be tough now. This is where the assignment gets real because Eyimba and Remo Stars are playing relegation threatened clubs where Remo Stars will be taking on. They lost last week to Baby Stars, and now they'll be taking on what's it called? Heartland of Owerri. And Heartland of Owerri traveling to play against Remo, and Eyimba will be hosting Bayelsa United, who already their fates are sealed. Now, what do you expect from these 2 games? Let's not talk about the Rangers game now. Let's start with Eyimba and Remo Stars. What do you expect from these 2 games? Do you think Heartland will be putting up that fight because they are trying to salvage something? I said this before. They are trying to salvage something out of the season. They want to be in the Premier League next season. They want to continue to be in the MPFL. So is it the right time for them? Because come on, since the crisis, they've been managing themselves, finances, and all of that. Is it the right time to start putting up a fight? 5 matches to go. You saw them get a result for
just 3 matches to go.
For the last 5 matches, they are putting up result. They won 2 in the last.
They want to, yeah, they won.
Is it the right time to start making that mentality shift and winning games, or is it just too late for them?
It's a little bit too late, but they are just playing for pride right now. At this point, they are playing for pride. They are playing to try to see if they can salvage the season, finish on a high if possible. But for me, Remo Stars have a lot at stake in this match. Okay. A lot at stake in the sense of if they win this match, they could move ahead of what's the name now, Eyimba United, and get closer to finishing higher up the table in the MPFL. So
they are going for second.
Yeah, they are going for second, obviously. So it's going to be a slugfest, and it's going to be maybe one of the wrong time for Heartland FC coming to Rebel Star Stadium to come and have that game. So, but it remains to be, I think Eyimba has the easiest opponent among the 2 of them running for second place. And so, Bayelsa United. But let's see how it goes. For me, I'm just happy that Rangers are 5 points clear.
Now, let's now want to give that numbers now. Remember, Rangers are 5 points clear, and they're taking on the 4th place, who is also looking to get a ticket for the Continentals. Talking about CAF Confederation Cup, or perhaps the first 2 goes for CAF Champions League. Why did the other 2 go to Confederation? Now, is it going to be? We know that there's not easy challenge now. Do you think Shooting Stars will not put up that fight to win and
obviously you have to
close the gap.
expect you have to expect. For me, the way it works is you have to expect the best from every opponent until proven otherwise, and you have to put up your best performance coming into the match. Okay, so you're already in a sense playing away from home to them. You're already in a sense facing some odds in terms of coming away with a result, but I do not think they should come away with anything other than a win in that encounter.
That was what we said when they went to Lagos to play against Sporting Lagos. We don't want them to come back with anything less than a win, and it mounted pressure on us because after they didn't get that win in Lagos, they came back to Enugu, played in the Cathedral against an Enyimba side who is rooting for second or perhaps.
What we need on this game is just 1 point. I don't know how
the problem with saying this, we have 5 points. When you go there, you get the 1 point, everybody relaxes, and then you lose the match. So for me, it has to be a win. It should be an empirical win. That's what you fight for. At the end of the day, if it turns out to be a draw, it's better than say you are going there looking for a draw. It almost sounds as if you've given up on the side, you know? It doesn't make sense for me.
When you go there, we as fans are looking for a win.
Yeah, but then if you score a goal, there's nothing that says that they rule it off because you are the away side.
No,
so
I'm just saying
that
we play at Cathedral after this game.
Yes.
So we have the chance to win the Premier League in our own stadium.
Okay.
Do you understand? So which is making more fun for us. Do you understand?
You're literally saying that if they win this game away, they'll be crowned champions.
We are champions already,
and it will be more.
No, but it's
enjoyable.
Okay, but it's okay for us to win. Let us win, so they now bring the cup to the Cathedral where we will lift it in Enugu. But the shooting star is not a walkover.
Maybe after
it's not a walkover. They have been tweeting. They have been saying that we have not even seen fans that they will show us. They will show us that when they will play. So I'm looking forward to this game today. I'm hoping Rangers win because I'm always going to support Rangers. And I love how Enyimba did when they brought their fans to the Enugu Stadium. They were huge.
We should be looking to do the same.
Yes, we should be. I don't know the plans. I don't know if probably the Enugu state government is supporting the fans.
I think it's the fan base in Lagos or perhaps the fan base in the southwest.
Yes, we are everywhere. Enugu people are everywhere. So probably you can go there and crowd the stadium and cheer up Rangers International.
Okay, so your predictions on that game now, a win?
For me, it has to be a win.
Let us just get 1 point so that
1-1 draw or a goalless draw.
1-1 draw. 1-1 draw is better. Let it be fun. 0-0 is always boring.
Yeah.
If you score one, they didn't score one. Let us get 1 point and see how it goes.
Okay, let's get a draw, and John is saying let's get a win. A 1-0 win is good for John, and a 1-1 draw is good for Godwin. Yes, this is Vote FM Sports here on Vote 104.3 FM, where you can call us, where we'll be talking about the MPFL and the Nigerian Professional Football, the Nigerian Professional Football League, and the Nigerian players and the CAF World Cup qualifiers. The numbers to call to share your opinion now. I want to ask you for your prediction. 5853 0706 048 5853. Now, still talking about the MPFL. I said this before, we already asked it before. What is Heartland and Bayesa's chances of qualifying?
Of relegation?
No, not relegating, because now these are two teams with 35 points and 37 points apiece. What are their chances? Because you have the 18th place, what's it called?
Doma.
Yeah.
Doma is 43 points. Yeah. 43 points. Heartline in 35 points. The Gombe is already out there, 25 points. So there is no chance for them.
Now, talking about Doma, the last game they played at Owerri, where they went to play against what's it called? Heartland of Owerri. They, on their way back to their camp, they had an accident on the road, and though there were no serious casualties, nobody lost their lives. But I feel like
they should postpone the game.
They should at least
postpone the game. But I think probably they are spoken with the LMC and asked them, and they probably asked them if they can play or they should postpone them. Probably they agreed to play.
For me, I would love to see them postpone the matches because of
the trauma.
Injuries and trauma as well.
After the incident yesterday, we didn't talk about it yesterday morning during the show, and I was thinking to myself, what if it was the same thing that happened to Man United in 1956?
Nobody died.
Now, in Man United cases, people died.
Yeah.
Now, in this case, nobody died. What if after this now, in the next, let's say, 10, 15 years, there will be team to beat to get the trophy.
No, I think
That was what gave me to mind. I'm like, this is
what
you have to
happened
go
to
through.
the Busby babes was tragic, but and we don't want that for any player locally,
Sure, nobody
so
wants that.
we just hope that it doesn't happen again, and we hope too that we have better travel arrangements for our players and our
we
stars
should
in
be
the
flying.
local league. Yeah,
We should be flying. Now we should move to flying our
Which means
players now.
if you need to be flying, which means the club have to sort out for sponsors.
Yes,
And
that's why
these days sponsors are hard to come by.
See, we need to develop our league. Part of developing our league is bringing sponsors. You cannot develop our league without sponsors.
Also, on that note, it was a good thing to see the two sides that played in the Oriental Derby bargain quality sponsorship, okay? Because we don't talk about these things enough. You look at the likes of Aimba being sponsored by Stake. You also look at the likes of Enugu Rangers being sponsored by Afro Invest. So we are seeing those sponsorship coming, but we are just saying that we need to see a lot more in the local league, because we need to have these fundings to be able to do these things with these players. Like, you can't have your players traveling by road and still going to play the following day, because that takes a toll on them as well. Yeah, it's almost at a disadvantage. Yes, of course, it's almost at a disadvantage, because you look at what the toll it will take on their body. They still need to train, they still need to warm up, they still need to not play that match for 90 minutes. So we need to see how we can get more sponsorship into the league to get these teams where they need to be. For example, Enugu Rangers are flying to play Shooting Stars, and we need to see a couple of other clubs in the league doing that.
After the game on Sunday, I told you, John, I wanted to have an interview with the players, and it was just because in the middle of the chaos, and I asked the bus driver, where are the players? He said they're already at the airport. They're already on their way to.
Yeah.
I'm like, where did they leave? We are still here trying to settle the chaos.
That's the thing.
Did they leave?
That's the thing.
You have to say, what happened? This is what you get, because now you see them after flying there, they get there early, they relax, they train.
They have more time to train and perform better.
Now you're still on to Vote FM Sport here on Vote 104.3 FM, where we have John and Godwin talking about the Enugu Rangers game, the MPFL, and everything that will happen this week. And we also talked about Nigeria. Today's the MPFL games will be played. I want to get your reactions on this. I want to get your predictions on this MPFL. We don't have enough people supporting the MPFL. We don't really have enough people on the street talking about how good the players of the Nigerian professional football leagues are. So if you've seen one or two games, please call on the show and let us know the players you see and how good they are. The numbers to call are 0706 048 5853. And also be asking our own question as well to test your knowledge of the MPFL. Perhaps you have a gift for you. The numbers again to call are 0706 048 5853. And we're live on YouTube as well at Vote FM Sports. Yes, we're live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. And you can also follow us on Facebook at Vote 1043 FM. Yes, let's go on this short break. When we come back, we'll talk about the international friendlies. Yes, we'll talk about the international friendlies and the transfer windows, because
and a certain man.
I don't go there. Don't go there. Let's talk about it after the break.
Our payoffs.
Stay plugged into the flow.
Our payoffs.
Follow Volt FM on Facebook at Volt 1043 FM. Let's vibe together.
Volt 104.3 FM.
Leo. Hello. Yeah, before we get into the NNL playoffs, because before we get into the transfer windows and the international friendlies, today also we have the NNL playoffs. Some teams that fight the Super 8, we call it the NNL Super 8, teams that will be getting qualification into the MPFL next season. They are all camped here in Enugu. They'll be playing today by 10 o'clock. Two games will be played today by 10 o'clock. One of them will be played at the Enugu Town Stadium, and the other will be played at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium. So you choose the one you want to see. Asarawa United will be playing at the Enugu Stadium, what's it called? Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, while Economy Warriors will be played in the Enugu Town Stadium. So you choose the one you want to see and go and enjoy good football. We know it's a busy Wednesday, but sometimes you just need to get yourself to that relaxation point where you can just go there, relax, see the games, enjoy beautiful football, because these people are fighting for a chance to play the Big Boys League, the Nigerian Big Boys League, talking about the NPFL. So we have Economy Warriors, we have Nasarawa United. We have 4 games playing today in the NNL playoffs. I can't make predictions on that yet, but we all said it yesterday. We want Economy Warriors to come back to the league. But I'm still saying, what if we have one team from Lagos? Talking about Shooting Stars or perhaps any other person. Sporting Supreme or perhaps any other person. Sporting
Yeah,
Supreme,
you have Inter Lagos, you have Sporting Supreme, you also have Beyond Limit FC. So it makes for a good, it's a showpiece. It shows you that there's investment in football going on in Lagos to have a lot of these teams coming into these playoffs and looking to make it into the NPFL. Go ahead.
Okay, wait, before we, I want you to continue with that, but before we go, let's take this call. And hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Name and location.
My name is Cosmos, calling from Enugu.
Cosmos from Enugu. Welcome to the show.
When Enugu Rangers they will play their match?
By 4 p.m. today.
Okay, but what about the one where they play against Yimba?
Okay, the match ended in chaos, but each of those teams now, the two teams will be forced to vomit at least 15 million naira for fine. Enugu Rangers will be paying 5 million naira, while Yimba will be paying a sum of 10 million.
And then
what about the point?
They've given Rangers 3 points and 3 goals. So I think their 5 points are clear of the second and third position now.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. But people still want update on that game, and
that game is one of the most important games of the season.
Yes.
Talking about the crowd, the hype.
The first leg, it wasn't this important because everybody was still trying to catch up.
There's a trophy too at stake.
And now it's first half versus second.
So that's what makes it.
The winner takes it all. So it was that important. And apart from that, the hype was too much.
Yes.
The hype was massive.
Yeah.
The massive. If you go on social media, that was what was trending for the past 3 years. It was massive. Yeah. So we made the NU people made it massive. So it became massive. It became the biggest game in Nigeria. It is the fans. It can't determine what a massive game is. If you talk about derbies in England, it's the fans. It's the hype around it. The sports playing against Arsenal.
Even if you said this, I said this before, and I'll say it again. The game with the highest number of security is not Man United versus Arsenal. It's not Man United versus Chelsea. It's not Man United versus Man City, even their closest rival. It's Man United versus Leeds United. Even in the FA Cup last season, we had ×3 the number
normally
of security.
That's also down to, if you look at the record of fracas too between both clubs, that also demands the amount of security.
And number two, it's not that Enyimba and Rangers we don't fight when we play, but it's just because of this is first versus second.
And there's a title on the line.
Title on the line, and if you look at the game, the massive turn up, and everybody has to talk about it. It's like when I went outside, everybody. If you say, did you go? Or are you in stadium on Saturday? Or on Sunday, they will say no. You will feel like I probably missed something. That something big happened in Enugu and you missed it out. So everybody was So you see this one that is coming up next. Stadium go jam. They go jam again.
Because we want to celebrate the trophy.
Yes. Because the trophy is coming,
Okay, Godwin will sing our favorite song, because I think that song is becoming our favorite song in coming days now. Now let's talk about transfer windows. The club who has taken 3 weeks or perhaps 2 weeks. No, it's 2 weeks. Come on.
It's more than 2 weeks now. Come on.
It's 2 weeks.
It's more than 2 weeks.
If you're counting plus today, then it's more than. But
it's more than 2 weeks.
2 weeks to review a season. Now this is something that has hurt my United fans. They are all fuming. They're all angry that this man gave us 2 trophies. Some rival fans want him gone, because I was going through the page and I saw heavy number.
I want him to stay.
Heavy number of my United fans wanting Ten Hag to stay.
I want him to stay.
But a huge number of rival fans want him gone, because they know how intelligent he is. So they say. They know how intelligent he is, so they say. So now the review is over and they're looking to give him a 4-year contract. They're looking to give him, and they extend his contract and give him maybe a long-time contract so they could have more time to build. John, is this now what they say? Is it that because they've talked to every other person?
Basically,
and right now, and there is no, there is no option of building with other people. You can't build with a Thomas Tuchel. A Pochettino side, you have to take like 6 years to build, and it's going to be high paid because he's going to charge more than Ten Hag. There's also the likes of Zidane, who was in contract, and they said his English is not too fluent. The players will find it difficult understanding. It's not his fault if the players find it difficult understanding his language. He's the coach. They should find a way to understand him, and that's where communication comes in. And you look at every other person, he has 3 Champions League, so he wouldn't be coming to Man United for cheap. So is it because of all these factors that made them stay with Ten Hag, or perhaps Ten Hag has a way of pulling the crowd?
For me, if you look at the review, it's taking a lot of time because I was catching up on the story a couple of hours ago. It's taking a lot of time because the Ineos team were very, very thorough. They had several meetings with backroom staff. They had several meetings with the trainers. They had several meetings with the board. They had several meetings with the co-owners, and they finally came to a decision. And one of the overriding themes in him staying is the fact that the season was greatly hampered by 65 injury cases, 65 cases, illnesses, whatever. So there's something fundamentally wrong with their medical team, and they need to have a good look at that. And if you look at also, let's not also forget in a hurry that the rest of the performances were probably buoyed by the fact that he was able to deliver that FA Cup. And thirdly, the third thing in the linchpin that is keeping Ten Hag in the job is the work he has done bringing on Garnacho and Maino into the team, showing that he fits into their new club vision of building with youth.
Now, now you said something about bringing up academic graduates and putting them into the team. That's which means what they've been doing since the Bob City Babes gets children across the streets of England, train them to be good footballers, and perhaps promote them to the team to play. We saw them with that. We saw Ferguson do that. That he played. At some point, they had to beat Arsenal. That was one of the biggest games I saw that year. Beat Arsenal with a massive goal record of 8-2, and it was just bank average players who were in that team. Nobody knew them.
Call them bank average players.
At the point, Makeda was scoring 2 goals. Makeda never started a game for Man United all season until that day.
No,
Anderson, the same thing. And so now talking about that academic prospects now, 2 of their players are leaving, or perhaps 4 of their players in recent times have left on a free, which is not good business. Now, I'm throwing this to you, Godwin. Is this now because of what Ten Hag has gone through this season? He promoted 3 players, Willy Kambwala, Garnacho, and
let's be frank.
Let's not also forget.
Let's be frank here. Let's talk about this thing. The only reason that this guy is played more is because of injuries. So he didn't actually promote anybody. So
let's Mourinho did some.
No, see, let's see.
What's it called?
Mourinho played because of injuries. He was brought in the second half of the season. It's not that he was playing. Garnacho was starting, but Garnacho wasn't starting.
When Mourinho came in, there was a Sofian Amrabat on the bench.
No,
now,
see,
if we say for some reason that Eriksen was injured and
Eriksen was injured at some point, Casemiro was injured.
Yes, they never played the 2 of them in midfield.
That's what I'm saying now. At some point, Casemiro was injured. Garnacho wasn't starting.
Yes.
Just until Rashford went for injury.
Yeah.
And let's see. I'm not saying that I have a problem with Ten Hag. I want him to stay because for me, I've not seen anything he has done in 2 years. Anybody can say whatever they want to say, but me personally, I've not seen. Okay, I keep saying it. What is his style of play? Because if you compare his team, if you compare his team at Ajax and his team at Manchester United, it's 2 different teams that
you see a pattern growing last season until this season this just concluded season where he was hampered with injury. You saw it in the first half of the season when Mason Mount came in the what's it called, in the international friendly games.
The games. Okay, I saw that game.
You saw a pattern.
I saw that game against.
Until players started going on injury, and you ask yourself.
The first 10 games of the season.
Yes.
What was the pattern? It's the same.
Highline progressive.
Do you know what I'm saying? If you look at the players he's got, like Mount.
Yes.
Mount is not a player that holds football. Mount is almost like
Yeah.
He's people that play transition football.
But that means that Eric Ten Hag has, flipped the playbook on Manchester United, and he's no longer playing what he played at Ajax.
That is my problem. So,
changing
if you are bringing in a Pep Guardiola to Manchester City, and you are telling him that there is a style already, at Manchester City that you must find a way to play that style, it does not make sense to me. That's why when Ten Hag went to Manchester United, there was certain players he was looking out for.
Which he couldn't get
them,
the
but
day.
unfortunately he got in Casemiro and all that. But he still played in the Manchester United way. And I keep saying it, what is the Manchester United way? Is what Alex Ferguson did, right?
Build from the back, attack and stay in your position.
The Manchester United way is just
he's struggling. He's just you see, Ten Hag is struggling because it's like taking a fish out of his natural
elements.
Do you understand? He is not this kind of coach, but they are forcing him to be this kind of coach. The funniest part that if everything boils down, even if they are giving him 5 years contract, 10 years contract, he has only 1 more season to build.
That's the
if
thing.
he do you know that he broke all the negative records for Manchester United this season?
Sure.
The worst goal conceded, the worst chance conceded. I think they have even the negative goal difference in the league. They were breaking all records for all the wrong reasons. So probably they have looked around. They couldn't find probably a younger coach that can take the club forward. And okay, let's give you 1 more year because he has only one more year.
Talking about younger coach that could take the club forward, there's the likes of Michael Carrick who's doing well at Middlesbrough.
Michael Carrick,
Come on,
that's incredible.
I'm still going there.
That's incredible option.
There's a McKinnon who is doing good at
McKenna too is not. Let me say.
He was talking about younger coaches that has a future in the game. Now these are 2 coaches, and there's one other assistant coach yet, but he's not really qualified as a coach yet. But I think he's Real Madrid's magic so far this season. So you know who I'm talking about? Don Carlos' son. He's
don't go
there. Because he's still assisting his father at Real Madrid, and he has a wide spread of knowledge about the game. Because maybe you didn't play pro football, but coaching under Carlo Ancelotti, you have to learn a thing or two about coaching.
So for me, all I'm just saying on this Ten Hag saga, I'm glad that it's over. But Manchester United should not believe their troubles are over because there's still the second hurdle to jump, which is getting in the signings in time for Eric Ten Hag to make something out of the team.
To prepare for the preseason.
Yeah, so
the
getting it because now, what's his name now? Varane is gone. You also have Casemiro on
Eriksen is gone.
Eriksen is gone. Martial is gone. So you need to replace. You need to be looking at getting at least two centre backs, 1 CM, and then look for a winger or a striker up front because
I think
they are not really satisfied
the
with.
players on the list now are like 7. You have 4 defenders.
Of course, they also have to get rid of Sancho too.
Look at where I have a problem now. You have no left back available throughout the season, and you have one on loan who is doing great on loan. Talking about Brandon Williams. Yet why don't you terminate his loan contract like you did with what's it called, with the guy that came from Regelio, the guy that came from Tottenham.
I think that
look at it now. Look at it. I'm still going there. Why don't you terminate his loan contract, bring him back to the team, and let him play for Man United? Now he's gone for free, and you're still going to have to sign a left back for next season. You have problem in attack. Rashford is not giving you results. Holland is there, but he's not getting service. He scored goals this season, but he's not getting services. Anthony is not getting results.
Is he a 20 goal striker?
Yes,
is
he
he
is.
It remains to be seen.
Yes,
obviously.
he is. Yes, he is.
It remains to be seen.
Now, since you don't have Sancho is going, no competition for Rashford. You have a problem getting someone to replace Rashford. There's a person Omari who can play from that position. Now he's gone for free. This is still we're talking in the review process. You lost 4 players. I'm getting the list of those 4 players now. I'm getting them off my head now. Of course, Omari is gone. Nowhere to be found. Now this is 2 players gone for free. There's a Norwegian who just left in January for free again. A young player who's been looking to play in the number 11 role on the right.
You have to see. They are letting these players go because they don't need them. They could have actually. What I'm saying is that
how long did it take? No, see, I'm still getting somewhere. How long did it take Amad? Because it's been 2 years and everybody was shouting, play Amad Diallo. You took him from Atlanta at some point. You took him from Atlanta. His first game for Man United, he scored a goal against AC Milan to save Man United from dropping in the Europa League. His first game, 1 goal. Now you sent him back to play for the under-19s. He's been there patiently waiting. Now, you go on with the list of players that were supposed to play for Man United. Now there's this case of
Leave these young players. These players will not win you
the player that came from loan.
These players will not win you the league. That's just
young players will not win.
No,
you will not win.
You need to balance it out. You need to balance it out.
So these players are
experience. If there were no experienced players to train with this youth, they will fall out. Now you have those experience. You have the likes of Casemiro, Varane, and Bruno Fernandes who have this experience in the team, and yet you're not playing them well.
No. So you have to see how many top teams have played with a younger player and they won league. Tell me one big team in Europe that have played at least 6 academy players in their first season and they won the league.
Let's look at
wait. No, I want to give him. He said
no. Wait, I'm talking about recently. If you talk about it, Manchester United did in 1999. Football have moved. Nobody is now waiting for bringing in seven academic players.
But if sorry to counter you on this, but if you look at Manchester United technical side in their backroom stuff, talking about the technical director, the head of football, and all these other, some of these positions are currently vacant, and they are recruiting heavily. We are talking about Dan Ashworth coming in, talking about the new signing too from Southampton. So they are recruiting into these positions, and by the start of this summer, they should have those positions filled up. They can now look at the academy, look at who needs to be tied and who needs to be let go and all this stuff. So that's by the side. These players you're talking about are only players that you can bring into the team to show up depth.
Not to play,
but they are not
football.
starting. They are not yet at the level where they can start and win games for Manchester United.
Imagine you don't give them the opportunity. Like now, look at what you're saying now. If you don't give them the opportunity, how would you know? Because Saka is one of those players. He was given the opportunity and he shunned for it. Tammy Abraham for Roma, his first season for Roma.
Look at
he wasn't given the numbers in Chelsea. He wasn't given the time in Chelsea. He moved to Roma, and what happened?
See, let's leave Man United matter alone now.
It's not going to work with Manchester United in that light.
Let's go on the break. Before we come back, we'll talk about other news. Let's go on the break to cool off this temper now. And when we come back from the break, we'll talk about other transfer rules. Then we'll go into international friendlies. How about that, guys? Let's go on this break. We'll see you later. Oh, now calm down now. It reached Man U time now. It's 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
For me, that Manchester United thing, man. They just need to get a starting 11, basically.
104.3 FM.
Yeah, enough about Man United now. Tammy Abraham of Chelsea, because I mentioned him when we were talking about the Man United saga, all the things that happened at Man United. We have a call. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Name and location, please.
I'm Enugu.
Okay. What's your name? Okay. And you're in Enugu. You want to talk anything about the Man United game, or is it the Rangers game you want to talk about?
What we are talking now, I want to put my mouth.
Okay.
These people every time talking governor, president.
No, you got the wrong show. This is not the show where we talk football here. This is Vote FM Sports here on Vote 104.3 FM. Yes, you can join the conversation. The number is 0706 048 5853. Hello, good morning. Name and location, please. Emmanuel from Enugu. Go on. Welcome to the show. Go on, please.
Real Madrid have bought
Who?
I want to ask if something have bought David.
No, the deal is not gone through. I think he's starting to negotiate a contract extension with Bayern Munich, so they've not gotten him yet.
What of Ericsson in Manchester United?
He still stays with Man United. He will stay for like a year before they terminate his contract. Perhaps help the young players. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Those are all we have for Man United so far. Ericsson stays to help maybe Kobe Mainoo and all other midfielders improve their games. Now, talking about Tammy Abraham, he's been hunted by West Ham United and Aston Villa ahead of next season. He's gone to Roma, he's gone to Italy, he's shown Chelsea that he's good enough. Now, at some point, they felt like he wasn't good enough and they had to ship him in, and they brought someone who doesn't know where the post is, talking about the next rated Thierry Henry. But I don't know how they rate that guy. I don't know. Yes, that's what some media rated him, the next Thierry Henry. And you keep asking yourself, where is the Thierry in this Henry? Where is the Thierry in this Henry? And he doesn't get goals. But now Tammy Abraham to West Ham United or Aston Villa.
For me, I think it's a good move. Tammy Abraham deserves to be playing in the Premier League. He's earned it in the sense that he's gone and done something of himself at AS Roma.
Winning a title as well.
Yeah.
He won the UEFA Europa Conference League.
Of course, he has a title in his bag. Let's not forget the influence of a certain Jose Mourinho under that time. So he should have improved his game. You know, his attacking prowess and all of that. So coming back to the Premier League, West Ham are a side where you can just come in, bed in easy, and start having a good run of games. But are they a side that can win titles? It remains to be seen.
I think him going to Aston Villa is better because they play Champions League football.
Under Unai Emery and
play Champions League football.
I feel like you guys are having this personal hate.
No, it's not
because how are you sure? Now, how are you sure Aston Villa will be playing in the Champions League next season?
It doesn't matter. They are playing now.
They are playing this season, and that's what can. And if they build on it and they can improve on their performances from last season,
yes,
obviously they will improve on with him coming into the side because they still have the Oli Watkins that delivered a couple of goals last season, and they are going to be a better side going forward in that team. So for me, looking at both options, obviously you want to go for an Aston Villa playing in the Champions League this season. You know, have hopes of winning a silverware with Nani
and number two,
Emery.
And number two, you know, Tottenham is in the race too to sign him. So for me, if you choose West Ham, Spurs, or Aston Villa, for me, he should go to Tottenham because Spurs needs a striker.
Yeah, that's another angle.
He needs a striker. They need a striker. They need a number 9. They need a number.
A striker is needed at West Ham as well because
you cannot compare West Ham and Spurs now. Let's be frank. If you are a player, they tell you to choose one team. Which one will you choose?
I'll choose regular football.
No, you will play regular football.
No, I don't think Tottenham Hotspur are looking to sign Oli Watkins, and that's why Aston Villa are looking to sign him because Oli might be going to Tottenham.
Yeah, but they are not under pressure to sell Oli Watkins. They don't have to balance the books due to PSR.
I don't think
bringing in Tammy Abraham to join Watkins would give them credible opponents.
They will not leave Champions League.
Man United have joined the race to. I've said this before. Now I don't want to talk about Man United again because they killed our time. But before we continue, let's give you this one. They've joined Arsenal in the hunt for Joshua Zesky. And you ask yourself, how many players will this club continue to be linked? You know, I have a list of 25 players.
It's not much about
players they're linked to it.
For me, it's not much about joining Arsenal. It's the thing now because we just got news yesterday that Benjamin Sesko has decided to stay back and is signing a bumper deal at Red Bull Leipzig, and he's also going to be made the face of the project at RB Leipzig. He's also going to be getting a lot of control in terms of playing time, all those sign-on fees and everything. So that was a big shocker to the Arsenal side. Now, Arsenal need to now look more carefully at the options available. You have a Joshua Zexi who is available for 34 million due to the release clause. You also have them looking at Osimhen, looking at striking options in this summer. I think Manchester United jumping into this one is just typical Manchester United jumping at players that other clubs have been doing homework on and jumping in to try to hijack the deal. I don't think they have a critical idea of who and what they need to sign this summer, because if they did, you can't be bringing in Zexi to come and join Hojlund.
I think they are still planning.
Before we go now, let's talk about the man that doesn't stop scoring, the legend himself, the GOAT. Because I think there are many GOATs now, but I don't want to dwell on hypes.
I don't want to start debating Messi and Ronaldo.
No, I can't dwell on hypes now. There are many GOATs on the list. If you ask me, there are like 27, 35, 1,000 GOATs.
There is the GOAT.
There is a GOAT.
No, there is the GOAT.
THE.
If for want of a name, let me give you one, Lionel Messi. So, and
Let's
then
talk
we
about
have
Pele.
a goat.
There's Pele.
We have the goat.
If you're talking about the goat, there's Pele.
The goat, we have Lionel Messi.
Three World Cups.
If we're talking
Back to
about
back.
the goat,
You
we're talking
can't break,
about
you
Lionel
can't break
Messi.
that. You can't break that. But I'm saying we don't talk about that now. Let's
But
talk
we
about
also
the
have
man
a goat, one goat somewhere.
who doesn't stop scoring. Talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. He scored a brace yesterday and he said he's happy playing for now, that his time in football is running out and he believes in the nearest future he might not be playing again, but he wants to enjoy every minute he plays. And that's the goal yesterday, one of the most beautiful goals you've seen. Scoring with the left foot, cutting into the defender's weak part and just finding the top corner. You ask yourself, is this guy left footed or right footed? Because the same both feet has the same shot power and accuracy.
Yeah, Ronaldo has built himself to be a phenomenal opponent, bearing down on any defense. He can hurt you in several ways. I remember one of his best seasons with Real Madrid. He scored a couple of goals on both feet, I think 10 each on both feet, and then got a couple of headers as well. So he's a total complete striker. That goal was beautiful. But Ronaldo is also coming to terms with the reality. You know, he's would it be the right word? He's a monster when it comes to training, habits, discipline, and all this stuff. But he also loves to reward himself for his accomplishments. So I think maybe he's just looking at, putting up with the Saudi League, not having been in Europe where he could be under that limelight, and he may be thinking maybe this is the right time, maybe after these Euros could be the right time to call it quits internationally.
This
and
is
then
his final. For me, I think this should be his final game competition for Portugal international level, because he's almost in his late 30s.
He might be, he's 39. He might be playing the next World Cup.
That is a non-stretch, but let's see how it goes. But he is a phenomenal player. He is a fantastic player.
And he's in top condition too.
This is about 130 international goals. That is highest goal scorer in international men's football, which is a great thing for him to do. He has been around for years. Since I was a young boy, that guy has been playing football. I remember Ronaldo 2004 against Manchester United against Arsenal.
Let's say this year now makes it 20 years.
Yes, he played the Heroes 2004.
Yes,
that's the first time I saw. That was first time I saw him before he moved to Manchester United, and I was looking at who was this young guy. He played more. He played better than Luis Figo in that tournament. Everybody was this young boy, lanky young boy, playing from the left with 2 earrings. He was moving. The step overs was massive. He has been playing football till now. He has longevity. He has paid his price for football. He has paid. So I don't know if Portugal will win these Euros, but I want England to win. I want it to come home to England at least. He's always at the junction.
Yes.
So.
I think they have a day and two days rest today and tomorrow before the Euro starts on Friday. And I can't wait till Friday. But before then, we still have international friendlies coming up. We have big games coming up. I'll be in the stadium by 10 o'clock today to capture some of those moments. So I'll be giving you updates on all of that tomorrow. The NNL playoff, the Super 8 will be playing today by 10 o'clock. I will be there live to capture the moment, and perhaps you could also see it on YouTube where we capture each incident that happened in the game, and we'll be there. It's a game, one by 10 o'clock and one by 6 p.m. 4 today. And this is our time on Vote FM Sports here on Vote 104.3 FM. Thanks for joining us everywhere. I am Nonso, and please, I am going to beg you now, since you're watching us live on YouTube. I know some of you are busy now, but you can at least subscribe to our YouTube page and join us frequently as we go on with this show. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
And welcome to Vote 104.3 FM.